Hi everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and today I am going to look into Don Jr.'s legal future. I definitely will start with a Kipper. Yeah, I may switch to another deck after to see if we get more details. You know how it is. Sometimes we open a can of worms, go down that rabbit hole, right? But I want to go through and do all of the adult children who, besides Tiffany, who have been part of the Trump organization, and including Jared. So you guys can look for those coming soon. But I'm going to start with Don Jr. today. So let me get the camera dropped down and get this going. This row here makes me feel like him running to another country could be a really good outcome for him. Could be something that brings in success and could end his problems. And I think he may be thinking that way because this is the card of what the person's thinking about. How do I get a good outcome out of this? Well, go to another country where there's no extradition treaty with the USA. Run away and never come back. You know they're thinking about it. And Kimberly's over here going, do I want to live in another country? And I think they bought a house together. I read somewhere that they bought a 92,000 square foot, or I'm sorry, 9,200 square foot house together. I bet you she's sorry for that. Then again, maybe not, She's just a big old cokehead herself. So because this line, we've got this line here, this connection, so she may be thinking to get out of Dodge that way too. But for him, he's thinking the only good outcome is to do that, is to run away. And he may be, he and Eric may be thinking about that together. I know we'll see when I get to Eric's reading. But yeah, he's worried. He's definitely worried about it. He's depressed about it. The gloomy thoughts card can be in other decks, like gloom and doubt, or gloom. Sometimes it's just called depression. But it's a card of being very just mulling over, something to the point where you can't concentrate on anything else. That's all he's thinking about. And I would bet that there are all kinds of court cases, because with this card coming right in the middle, and to have this living room card, right, just hanging right there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's right in his immediate space. Court cases that will end his happiness. It will end his hopes for the future unless he gets out of Dodge. Okay, so let's look at this 9 3x3 here. So yeah, it's reiterating the same thing. He's just thinking of getting out of Dodge. He can't, just like I said, he can't focus. And yeah, with this card that has to do with rules and regulations hanging right here, and it knights up here to court, all this is weighing down. He's obligated. He's obligated, and he's responsible for what he's done in the past, which has to do with foreign money, laundering money. The kids are all in it with their dad. And this is going to haunt him for a long time, and he's going to have to go a long ways to get away from it. This is I often see this card at this last card is the answer card, and you know, it doesn't. It's at the bottom. It's not. We can't read what's coming or what, you know, which way you're headed when you're over here, and there's nothing below it. So I'm thinking that for a long time, the rules and regulations are going to haunt him, and he's just going to try and get out of here. I mean, the two cards of travel, and this is a travel card as well. You know, traveling to another land, to a foreign land. They're all here within just these 21 cards. So that's what I see in the future. I see him taken off. I see him taken off because of the restriction here, because he knows. Now, if this card would have been down here, if these two cards would have been reversed, I would say, oh, it's going to take a really long time, maybe even a couple of years, but in the end, he's going to jail. But no, he sees this restriction happening. He knows who he's been in bed with, and here, you know, it's all here, because remember I set the intention in the beginning, past, present, future. So I think he's going to take off. I can't see any other way to read these cards. I think he's going to take off. Okay. So at somewhere around 22 minutes or so, we're going to head into using this deck of character. So we have, you know, 3 different categories. So I'll do 3 rows like I did with, well, actually, let me move them over here. Like I did with the Donald. And let's see what comes through for Don Jr. What is the truth about his legal situation and how he's going to handle it? Okay. All right. Okay. So there's that row. Let's see. Let's use the tools next. We have characters, tools, and places. The only thing that's weird about this deck is there's like a mother card. There's no father card. It's so weird that they left that out. I mean, they have all these other characters, but if anyone's listening who created the deck, next time put a father card in. Or tell me why you didn't do that in the first one. Okay, so Don Jr.'s, what tools is this guy? What does he have? What's coming down on him, and what's he going to do with the tools that he has? What is his future? Oops. Okay. All right, now places. Is he going to go try and do another big game hunt or something, you know, like where they tranquilize the animal first and then you go and shoot it like a big man and take your picture next to it? Ugh. Where are you going to go, Donnie? Little Donnie. This one, okay. Oops. Oops. Okay. Wizard. Devotee. Naked hairy man or naked man. Poetry or poet. Dragon. Demon. Farmer. Wow. I think his dad had several of these same cards. Oh boy. Whoa. Interesting. Okay. So, well, the four corners here, he's thinking he might be really smart to just he's it's just like with the Kipper. He's thinking of going to another, like, oh yeah, I'll just go to another country. And what's he farming? We've got the demon looking into the mirror and in the wrestling ring. Okay, so anyway, the farmer with the, oh my goodness, the claw. This is a bear claw. This is, I don't know that he'd want to go live in Russia, but he does have connections. I mean, they all have connections there. And the moon has to do with family. We read this just like in the Lenormand. It would be family, honor, reputation, change. You know, this would be like the 28-day, 30-day, month card. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So this whole row up here has to do with his character. This whole row would be a character reference on him to the nth degree. I could have just drawn one or two cards, but I wanted more information because I also want to see what he's thinking and doing. And thoughts are up here, right? So he's thinking, do I want to stay devoted to this emperor who has no clothes, which in this, I'm thinking father, Trump, right? Does he want to devote himself to being that vulnerable, especially when this sharp knife is pointing at him? I have no idea why the poet card came in here. Could be that the words that his father has said to him, because we've got the hot, bloviating hot air, fire-breathing dragon that's also the demon. Does he want to continue to farm for his demon dad and listen to his ridiculous words that are just nothing but dust right now? His father, no, yeah. This has to be Trump because we've got blood, knife, the swamp. On one level, this would be Don Jr.'s blood tie to his father that is now the naked man, the emperor with no clothes. And this inferno, wow. Okay, so I'm feeling, sorry for hesitation here, you guys, but I'm feeling like with these cards, I kind of read them a little in a different structure than the traditional, cartomancy. I don't know. I'm kind of trying to figure that out. This is all a big experiment. But, our central theme here has to do with his father's words that are just nothing but hot air and now are just dust. and falling into a big hole. I mean, swamp, the whole of the swamp. And I think he's thinking about, running away to another place again. He is looking in that mirror. What do I want to do? Do I want to keep farming, money for my family, or do I take off? And he's probably talking to his brother and sister to see if they going to take off too. What are we going to do, man? What are we going to do? Right? Because if he sticks around, he's going to get more of this. And he is thinking about, how do I stay alive? How do I breathe? How do I keep breathing life with all of this? We've got the inferno, the swamp, the hole, the blood, dust, knife, this naked man that he's been devoted to. Trump that he's been devoted to. And on another level, does he want to be that vulnerable? Does he want to be that vulnerable with all of this coming through? And all of this speaks to January 6th. Because that's another thing weighing down on them besides, now I don't know if he would have a part in that, but we have to remember these adult children of Trump are, well, I don't know so much. There's just rampant codependency and dependency in that family. Now, and I don't know, I mean, when it comes to financially being able to be a little more independent, I would say Ivanka probably, I would think you guys would probably all agree with me that she's probably a little more independent. But still, I don't know, they all have that Trump name, right? And it's going down a hole. And this has, to me, all of this has, Trump at the top, January 6th, Trump speaking, saying, remember that? Remember those words to the Proud Boys in the beginning, way back when he was at that second debate with Biden, and he said, Proud Boys, stand back and stand down. Or stand down and stand back. It's basically like, wait for my orders. So, and now all that, look where that's gotten him. So I don't think they want to stick around, because remember, my intention with this is to figure out what Don Jr. is going to do, what he wants to do, and what's coming down on him legally. I don't think he's going to want to stick around for any more of this, and I think he's thinking, what the heck do I do? He's thinking of making changes, that's for sure. Because it's too much of an edge for him to be in this anymore. I don't think I even really need to. As long as you can see these cards and see the words, I don't know that I need to give a whole lot of voice to it. You could pause it. You could pause the video and take a screenshot and just sit with this for a while and get whatever you get, and then put it in the comments, because this is all a big experiment to me, but these are universal words and images, and I value your take on it. So this 9-box spread here feels to me like everything's fallen apart for him. We have like the cause up here that's weighing down. And he does have some control over this row down here. Up here is no control. Down here it would be control. And here's what he has under control. He can decide to stay within this world of hell, in this swamp, and this, just dive further down in the whole rabbit hole, right? Or he can kind of wrestle with a whole new reality, move his family. Well, he can't take those kids, I don't think. And I don't think his ex-wife would let him. And he's got 5 kids. So, and I think what's-her-face, Kimberly Guilfoyle, I think she has a couple of kids too. I could be wrong on that, but anyway, here's his choice here in the future, and he's really looking in the mirror. He's looking in the mirror. And he's thinking about, how do I claw my way like out of this problem? This fire-breathing dragon knights down here to this hole and then back up to this naked man, which is Trump. So this is all Trump and his words that are now dust, and it's all going down this hole. Wow. And he's wrestling with, Don Jr. is wrestling with his dad in the past and all the his own fire-breathing, misuse of power, because it was aligned with the dark forces. This like demon on his shoulder is probably coked up, little entity that talks into his ear, and he just spews it right back out there. That's what he's been farming. And now he has no control over the fact that he has to look at that in the mirror. And how do I claw my way out of that? And so this is all what he's wrestling with. He's in the wrestling ring trying to figure out, how do I get out from what I've done? He may have spoken words on January 6th that incriminate him, because this has January 6th all over it. Or if there's something coming up on the 16th, which I've read, I have, if you guys need help with finding the videos, just let me know, because sometimes I haven't titled them the best way, and I don't think I ever put September 16th or 18th or whatever that date is in there. But I did a reading on what could be coming up in the future, and I think I ran it out to the end of the year. But if you need help finding that, let me know. I'll link it for you. So this is possible that this is something that he's worried about in the future, that he could be implicated in, because he's, this poet could also be his words. Because he doesn't really think for himself. He just parrots what his dad says and then tries to hang on to that, because he doesn't have himself. He does not have himself. He's looking in the mirror and he's probably not seeing anything there, because he doesn't have himself, because of his dependency on his father and his drug use. So I think this is it. I don't have anything else to add to this one. But we didn't get the, there's in this deck, in the Places deck, there's the jail cell. We didn't get the jail cell for this one. And so that further reiterates, wherever it is in here, doesn't matter. That further reiterates him getting the heck out of Dodge. Especially with this island card. He doesn't want to be left alone. This is a card of change. But what a painful change, because he would have to leave his children behind, and he would have to always look in the mirror and, try to claw his way out of that. If this farmer card has anything to do with like family, this is painful. Because I'm sure his ex-wife is not going to let him take kids with him. And I don't know, I suppose she could go back and forth and take the kids and visit, I suppose, if she's that devoted to him. He's hoping that. Because he's thinking all of this is on his mind. So we'll just have to keep an eye on this. Okay. Well, that's all I have for now. Thanks, you guys. Take good care. Bye.